If I don't get a breakdown, I'm going to break down. Now, guy in mask, shout at my face. Welcome back to another reaction video, and if it feels a little bit like Christmas morning, it's because it kind of is. We got another gift, didn't we? And this time it is from President. This is a band that every song I listen to and react to, I feel more and more like I've been a lifelong fan. Something struck with me pretty early on, and every release has been a confirmation of that feeling. So I'm super excited to get stuck into this one. It is brand new. I think it was released about 3 or 4 hours ago at the time of release. I will try and get it out as soon as possible. Very exciting times. And let's get stuck into this one, shall we? It is President and a brand new song called Doom Loop. Let's see what you got.
There is no satisfactory explanation of time. Why? Because it doesn't really exist. The tragedy of time is that we only understand its value after it's become a memory. I can do what we see, not the memories. I find it hard to breathe when I'm not in your arms. We're sending like butterflies. Can't control where we go in the final sleep. Guess I'm curious to find out where I belong. I hope it's just you and I hope it just takes me home. I watch the light dance through the truth. I see angels glance at night. I can hear them whisper. Shame is not enough for me. Days, dissolving lines of decay. Years, flickering, 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 flickering. Now it's just the only thing that knows back, begging for darkness. We're just in a doom loop.
Ooh, woo. Hot damn. Boys deliver. Listen, I got a lot of thoughts. Bear with. Won't be long. Back to the music after. Couple things. It is incredibly difficult to create what feels like a full picture, a full canvas painted with as much color as you can imagine, and I'm talking about the EQ and the bandwidth here, while leaving something left to surprise you later. And what I'm talking about here specifically is that lower end frequencies, not just talking about bass, the bass of everything. The lower volume of some of the chugging from that top guitar string, of course the bass guitar itself, any synth that happens, and then certainly the kick drum and some of the toms. When you have that electronic programming which punches really hard in the middle, low mids, it's impressive, it's full, it feels really wide as well. Although constrained, it feels like it's compressed a lot, but by compressing it, it feels like it pushes it out to both sides. Certainly when you're listening with headphones, it's a wonderful experience. But I knew they were doing that because when the actual drums and the guitars kick in, you get this kind of lower end power, which feels like someone just turned the volume up. It's not the case. Mixing and mastering is literally the point of that, is to make that not the case. But it genuinely feels like that. That's just smart mixing, smart writing. I love what they do to prioritize melody. It isn't about it doesn't feel like it's about what the individuals want to do. It's about what the song requires. There's a distinct differentiation between the two. A lot of people are also going to be super happy to hear more of a clean vocal. I know that's been a criticism in the past. I don't understand the criticism, if I'm being honest. He's obviously a very talented singer. And it's a bit of an odd thing to tell somebody else how they should creatively be executing something, as if there's a wrong and a right. You are certainly entitled to your preference, and no one can tell you otherwise, but it's a weird thing when you start saying, do this, don't do that, finally they did this. And, you know, each to their own. I've always been somebody that validates that, but I find that an odd thing. I enjoy his vocals in all the ways it's been fed to us. I can certainly see that the clean vocal adds a more human element to it, of course. Seems obvious to say, but it is the truth. And then you balance that with some of the effects, and it just sounds really wonderful. I like it all. I will say this one quick thing before we get back to the song. There's that quote in the beginning about time and not knowing the value of it until it's gone. Here's a reality check for you. I have said this from the absolute beginning of my channel. You should be, as a human being, time is the one thing you cannot get back, and you certainly can't quantify it, not in terms of the value. You should be so critical of what you exchange your minutes for, and even down to content creators. If I'm not giving you the value that you absolutely deserve from a song, you don't have to watch me. And I've always said that. I think that's what drives certain creators to want to do better, to want to do different and new, to make themselves uncomfortable so that you get a more valuable experience out of something that already on its own is tremendous. And so, very good point. Keep that in mind. Back to the song now. We're a minute 38 into a 4-minute song. If I don't get a breakdown, I'm going to break down. Right? When someone goes quiet, it's because they're taking a breath in to be loud. And I'm hoping that's the case with the song. One more quick thing. I'll go back just to let it run into this beautifulness, this bridge that we're about to listen to together. That cool effect they're putting on, which functions effectively as an interrupter. It's something that breaks up a signal and it cuts it up and then it lets it come back again. It's a bit like hitting a mute switch really quick. I should be careful where I place my hand. Like hitting a mute switch very quickly, because what it does is it creates a staccato effect, something that is a short and sharp change without necessarily changing the volume, without necessarily changing the key, and without necessarily changing the chord. And that's why it's very interesting, because it's something that you've heard before presented in a slightly different way, and it feels fresh. It isn't, but it is. And I love that. Now, guy in mask, shout at my face. That nice arpeggio chord broken up into single notes, very pretty. Man, oh man. What a song. What a band. Let's talk about it. I saw them live opening up for Bad Omens, and let me tell you, it's the, if it's certainly of late the best band I've seen live. That is just hands down. Based on what was promised and what was delivered with what was available. I'm talking about the smaller side of the stage because there was the bigger setup for Bad Omens and the other band. There was just a lot of limitations on that, but they still made it feel so special, so intimate in such a big arena, and it was wonderful. I will be seeing them again when they come out to the States. I cannot wait, and I highly encourage you, if you're kind of second guessing getting a ticket to the show, if I've given you anything, trust me on this, it will change you as a live music fan. They are phenomenal. I love just a short little breakdown, just a short little punch in the face. It's like a hook and a jab and done. Back to the chorus again. Let it breathe, albeit with a little gap in the front there. Absolutely love that. This band crushes. They own, and I'm ready. I'm ready for way more of what they're doing. I think there's a lot of longevity in what they're doing. They continue to be brave, take risks, and to execute flawlessly. They also seem to be a band that cares about the listener, and there's a number of reasons for that. But I encourage you to go see them live. If it's the last thing you do, you have to do that. Also, just thought about this. I got asked recently in the comments if I'm here to do a reaction or if I'm here to perform. I'm not sure what they were asking, really. I get a lot of weird comments on the internet, but I'll tell you this. I'm here to give you an authentic, real, and hopefully valuable experience of me listening to a song. And that's it. It's 10, 12 minutes out of your day, and hopefully it makes you forget about a lot of the stress and strife and things that the real world has to offer. So if this is your little escape, it'll always be here. Thank you for being here. And if you like what you see, subscribe, follow, like, send more suggestions. And I'm grateful for you. So thank you. Until the next one, please be safe, be nice to each other, and have a damn good day.